Hey guys, it's Joel from guntoter.org. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing the second part of our two-part pouch series, and we're going to cover the Tasmanian Tiger Digi radio pouch. Now, before we get into that, as always, if you go down in the corner, like, share, subscribe, hit that notifications button, and go down below, check out our Patreon page. If you could support us, that'd be greatly appreciated, as we do buy everything that we review here. We don't get anything for free. So any support that you can provide, we greatly appreciate, and it will greatly assist us in creating these videos. So with that said, let's talk about the Digi pouch.
This is the Tasmanian Tiger Digi radio pouch. As you'll see as we kind of go through it, it's very similar to the Beez Combat Systems pouch that we profiled earlier in our series. But what we'll do is we'll walk through, we'll talk about the basics of it, then we'll talk about the pros, talk about the cons, and then I will actually show it to you mounted on kit. So the basics, this is a fold-out type radio pouch. It is made of a combination of various laminates as well as nylon, and it is, I would call it a minimalist style pouch. It is not as robust, say, as the Tactical Tailor one that we previously profiled, but it is not, it's not a super lightweight like the Beez either. So a few of the key features, as you can see, this is your closure up front here. It does have this shock cord adjustment here, and that serves a couple purposes. One, you can loosen it up and it helps you to get the radio inside, because you kind of have to slide the radio up from the bottom. I'll show you that here in a second. But it also adjusts when it folds out. It kind of adjusts the tension on it and how far it folds. So that's one of the pros that I like about it, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then it attaches via these two non-removable straps here. So it is a two column attachment system as opposed to the Beez, which is a single. So let's show you the inside of it here. On the inside, there is a second kind of pouch in here. Really small. You can store little stuff in there, maybe little pieces of paper, small batteries, whatever. It does end right here at this first stitch, so it is not a very large pouch. This bottom of the pouch is reinforced with this material here, so that helps like the battery rubbing down at the bottom. It also has this little bit of protection here, which is kind of a good thing for your speaker and also for your screen, since these speakers are not known for being super waterproof. Actually, nothing about the UV-5R or the BF F8HP is known for being super waterproof. So it's nice to have that little bit of protection there. And that's actually one of the big pros. So the pros, for those of you who have followed our series previously, you know that I love fold-out pouches because it allows me to access the keyboard and see the screen. So it's a fold-out pouch. It's a fold-out pouch with a limiting device. So even if it were to, so if you were to fold it out and kind of lose control of it for a little bit, it's not going to flip completely 180. And then on top of that, it has a secondary retention up here at the top. So even if it somehow did flip 180, your radio is probably not going to fall out. So lots of kind of a lot of my favorites right there. Other pros, it is very lightweight. Like I said, it's kind of like a minimalist, not quite as minimal as the Beez one, but it's up there. So it's nice and lightweight, and on top of that, it's fairly inexpensive. It's under $30. Now, if you go on Tasmanian Tiger's website, they give you a range of prices, but even at the high end, it's under $30. And I know I didn't pay over $30 when I bought this online. I got mine from Midway. So those are the pros. The cons, because it is a minimalist, and this is similar to several of the other ones we've already profiled, there is no protection on the sides here. And as we've previously discussed, when we talk about the Baofeng, if you lock the controls, it only locks the keypad. It doesn't lock the side buttons. So it has no protection on the side. It is open to possibly accidental keying here on the side. So that is That is kind of a negative, and that's honestly probably one of the biggest negatives about it, just in general. The second negative, and it's not really a huge thing, but I feel like I should mention it, is the actual protection here is a little bit oddly sized, so you don't really get a great fit. At the same time, this particular pouch is not designed solely for the UV-5R style radios, so you can put other radios in this. So, I mean, you kind of gotta take that into account. And honestly, it's good enough, right? Like, it protects your speaker, it protects your screen. You can still see your screen. Is it a perfect fit? No, but it's pretty good. I would call it solid. So that is kind of the overview and the pros and cons. And next, I will show it mounted on kit. Here it is, fully mounted. And for those of you who kind of wonder what I'm saying when I say I like a fold-out pouch, basically the idea is I can open this, fold it out right here, and I can get to the keypad, I can see the screen, and I can work the controls. Now on the Baofengs, and we've discussed this in previous reviews, on the Baofengs, I can't control anything from the top other than on and off in volume, which is a problem because if I need to jump to another frequency or whatever, I have to access the keypad, which if it's not a fold-out pouch, that means I have to actually pull it out of the pouch to deal with it. Whereas with a fold-out pouch, like I demonstrated, I can just access it, do what I need to do, and of course with this one it's actually adjustable, so if I need a little bit more room in it, there we go, now I can do a little bit more. But this way I can access, I can change channels, I can see what's going on, maybe troubleshoot it if I need to, and then close it back up. With other radios, it's not as big of a deal. Like with the XTS series and some military radios, because they have multiple controls up here, I can actually change channel, change volume, turn it secure, unsecure. I can do all that from the top. Can't do that with the Baofengs. That's why I put such an emphasis on the ability of the pouch to fold out. But as you can see, once it's folded in, it's still fairly streamlined, and it fits quite nicely in with the rest of the kit.
With all that said, hope that was useful for you. I happen to believe that it's a pretty nice pouch. It is, like I said, it's somewhere between the Beez and the Tactical Tailor. Not quite as robust as the Tactical Tailor, but with a few more features than the Beez. So it's kind of right in there, and I think it deserves a good look, especially if you are just getting into radio pouches and you're looking for an inexpensive one that will that should serve you pretty well. So that's just another option. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, if you happen to have one of these and you want to tell us how you have liked its service so far, go ahead, jump down in the comments, let us know, ask your questions. We do love getting comments, we do love getting questions. I try to answer them. I read all of them, I try to answer all of them. Sometimes it does take me a while because I have to go out and find the answer because I don't know it, or I may have to try to refer you somewhere that does know the answer or that has a better answer than what I'm able to provide. But it's all about the conversation, it's all about exchanging information, and we do love to hear from you. One last plug for our Patreon page. As I said, we buy everything that we review. We do that for two reasons. The first one is that we want to provide you with the most bias-free reviews that we possibly can. And two, we kind of like to do our own thing here. We don't want to be on someone else's schedule having to meet their deadlines for reviews. We would rather be able to kind of follow where our random minds and your comments lead us. Our next video, we're actually going to be going back to discuss more about TAC. The goal is to have a good discussion on Argus TAC, which is a cloud-based TAC server where you can put both iTAC and ATAC devices on there and have them talk to each other. So that's what we're going to try to get into. Thanks for watching. Really hope to see you again next time, because without you as viewers, it's just me talking on the internet, and really that's honestly kind of boring. So I appreciate you and hope to see you again soon.
Here it is fully mounted, as you can see. Nice tight package as far as it, let's not go there.